Hello there. At the beginning of the war in Ukraine, many Britons undertook to take in refugees for 6 months, but many do not want to extend. Thousands of Ukrainian refugees in the UK are at risk of losing their accommodation in private households. As the National Statistics Office has determined, around 1 in 4 hosts is no longer willing or able to continue the accommodation that has been promised for 6 months. Refugee Secretary of State Richard Harrington has therefore called for government aid payments to be doubled from the current £350 a month. Harrington pointed to the skyrocketing costs of electricity and gas. The government grants are a very important contribution to budget spending, the Conservative politician told the Telegraph newspaper on Tuesday. The British government launched the Homes for Ukraine program after the Russian attack on Ukraine. Private individuals undertake to take Ukrainian refugees into their homes for at least 6 months. The program ends on September 18th. There are currently 81,700 Ukrainians living in around 25,000 households. That's what the Times newspaper reported. If a quarter of the hosts now withdraw, around 19,000 Ukrainians would be affected. The UK is the only European country that requires visas for Ukrainian refugees. Every single person who gets involved in sponsorship saves the state the cost of renting housing, so I think there's a moral and humanitarian reason as well as a financial reason, is what Harrington said. He also demanded more money for English courses for Ukrainians. Landlords should also refrain from providing credit reports to refugees, the politician asked. However, the Times reported that the Treasury Department was skeptical about increasing subsidies. The Federal Government Commissioner for Integration believes that the reception and integration of war refugees from Ukraine has worked well so far and should therefore serve as a model, and I mean the German government. The Social Democrat politician Reem Alibaba Randovan told the German press agency that with immediate access to the job market and integration course, as well as services from a single source from the job centers, the arrival was successful overall. This must be the blueprint for our migration and integration policy so that we are an immigration and integration country up to date, he says. In this context, the Minister of State once again paid tribute to the commitment of the many volunteers who helped at train stations and in emergency shelters or made room in their own homes after the start of the Russian war of aggression in Ukraine on February 24th. Reliable perspectives for the war refugees are important because many will stay with us for months, years, or even a lifetime, said Alabali Radovan. The managing director of the German Association of Cities, that's Helmut Dedi, emphasized, the cities in Germany are continuing to help with all their might to make it easier for war refugees from Ukraine to arrive safely. They are providing accommodation, daycare, and school places. This is a challenge, especially in big cities. Some of the people from Ukraine live with friends, acquaintances, and committed private individuals. Some could use private apartments that would not otherwise be rented. In some cases, refugees here in Germany would also be accommodated in hotels or collective accommodation. Dedi pointed out that in addition to the refugees from Ukraine, people from other countries must continue to seek protection and be accommodated in Germany. It's wrong if some large cities have to take in proportionately more refugees from Ukraine than the average of the municipalities, and should also take in people who have arrived from other countries of origin, he criticized. It is the task of the state governments to better distribute the arriving refugees within the federal states. The number of war refugees from Ukraine must be taken into account when those seeking protection from other countries are distributed. But there is a point for criticism there, but so far it is at least still working and the people are not afraid of being homeless soon or something. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.